Linda Israel here today. The scent of the day is Strawberry Kiwi. It's a JIC scent. It's in my tart warmer here. If you're interested in the JIC tart or candle, you can check out the link in my description box below. The tarts and candles come with jewelry inside. This is one of the rings that I got out of one of my pieces of tart or candle. I can't remember which. They're soy wax products, and I kind of like them, and they're fun to have, especially in my studio because I like the scent. Today I'm working on a Rinea paper foil project. I'm going to be working on a 3x3 canvas that's been pre-painted with white gesso. For this project today I'm using the pink, a light pink and a mint green paper foil. This is embossed, has little stars on both sides of the paper. The first thing I'm going to do is I have this little bitty canvas here, and I have some Brutus Monroe Premium Chalk ink. Zoom in just a little bit so you can see the canvas. I'm going to take this ink pad and go directly to the canvas and go all the way around the edges to help define those edges, like so. So you can see that. And then I'm just going to lightly go over the top of the canvas just a little bit with the ink. I'm going to go across the sides. So all of that canvas has a little bit of color all the way around. I now have my spray box, and I have the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist in True Turquoise. And what I'm going to do is spritz this a few times with the True Turquoise. If your sprayer clogs, just gently pull up onto the sprayer, and then it should spray again. I'm going to rotate my box around and spray the other side. I have another glimmer mist by Tattered Angels. This one is called Iridescent Gold. I'm shaking it side to side. I'm going to spray this on there. I'm just coating it really well. I'm going to use my heat tool, and I'll dry this and I'll be back. There's the canvas after it's been dried. It's got some nice shimmer to it. The glimmer mist moved around on the canvas, so it has some neat texture to it in the background. We're going to set this aside, and we're going to move on to the next section. I have a Sizzix die. This is the 3D Flower, or Flowers 3D by Sizzix. The part number is 656545 if you're looking for that. It has two flowers on there. It's kind of hard to see because it's black, but I've got it in my Vagabond. I'm going to lay the Rinea paper foil on top of the die and then make my sandwich with my die cutting plates. And we're going to run this through the die cutting machine, and it's going to cut it beautifully. You can see how beautiful it cuts that paper. I'm going to cut this at least 2 more times, and I'll be right back. I have a quilling tool. If you don't have a quilling tool, you can use a pair of tweezers, and it's preferably a pair of tweezers that when you open them and then let go, it will stay closed, because that makes it easier to work with. But for today, to make this easier for me, I'm going to use a quilling tool. And a quilling tool has a little slot. See if you can see that right there. There's a little slot in here that paper will fit into, like so. And then what you can do is you start rolling the paper very gently, and you can make a flower. And this will become a 3D flower. So I'm just gently rolling this around the quilling tool, and I'll keep rolling this until I get to the very center. You don't want to tug or pull on the Rinea paper foil when you're making this flower, because it will tear if you manhandle it too much. But if you just gently pull as you're going around and around and around, it will start to coil around and make your flower. So there, it's starting to make the flower. I'm going to release it just a little bit so it'll loosen up. Then I'll pull it off the quilling tool. And because of the paper's nature, it stays wound on here. And what I'm going to do is gently fluff the petals just a little bit. Just kind of pull them back and give them a little bit of shape to resemble an actual rose. So I'll pull them back. Now, if you were using this die on regular paper or cardstock, you could use a tool to curl the paper, but I don't want to manhandle this paper too much because it will take on the shape that you put it in, and then you'll have creases. So I don't want to crease it, I just want to gently give it some shape. So now it's resembling a rose. So I'm going to gently twirl it back together just a little, hold it in place, and then we're going to put a little dollop of glue. See this little flap right here? We're going to put some glue under this flap, and that's what will help hold it together. You want to make sure that the glue goes all the way down into the center so it keeps the flower together. I use hot glue for this because it sets up quickly, but if you have a favorite glue that sets up fast, you could use that as well. There is one of the flowers. I'll make a couple more and keep showing you how to do that. So I'll just show you, you can shape the flower by going over a round tool like the quilling tool. Just slightly curl the petals just a little. Again, you don't want to manhandle the paper. Just slightly curling it back. Going around in the spiral a little at a time. And then I'll pick back up at the beginning. And I'm going to attach it to the quilling tool and start turning to the inside. And as you turn, your petals will start to form and make your flower. Release the flower from the quilling tool, loosen it up just a little. And then adhere the base. The flowers have been made, and now I'm going to decorate the little mini canvas. I have a die cut little floral or wreath here out of green paper. I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to adhere it down, just putting a couple of dots in the corners. Help keep it in place. With the green paper, I have a little punch that's from Punch Bunch. It's a little flower leaf. I call it a rose leaf. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to do it for your benefit with the punch portion upright so that you can see how easily this punches. And get it where in the camera here so you can see the shot. And basically, I'm just going to simply just press down and it punches out beautifully and simply. So you can see how easy that was for it to cut. Cut a couple more just so you can see that. Just see how simple that was for it to cut. I've already cut quite a few for my project here. I think I'm ready to start assembling. I have a few roses in different colors. I've got the pink and I have the silver. We're just going to make a little arrangement on our canvas here. I also have this word love that I die cut on my silhouette. I think I want it at an angle on my canvas. I've got some adhesive tech glue, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back side of this to help hold it into place. Put it on like so. And then I'm going to glue the flowers in place. So I'm just going to use hot glue and see where I want to put a couple of these flowers. And there is my little love Rinea foil, Tattered Angels, Brutus Monroe mixed media canvas. I think it looked really pretty with the 3D flowers on there. If you have stray glue strings, you can take your heat tool and blow it over the canvas and that'll help get rid of those strings. I'm just going to pick them off in front of the camera for you. But that is my little 3D flowers. I love this little die. I just recently purchased it specifically to be able to use with the Rinea foil, but because I've made 3D flowers before and they were just so much fun, but I had to hand cut them. And now that I have this die, it goes so much faster. I hope you enjoyed seeing how to use the die and how to make the little flowers, how the Rinea foil holds up to being manipulated, and that you can go in and bend the petals and they'll keep their shape, and how the leaves, I can bend those up and they'll stick up and keep their shape as well. To check out the products, click the link in the description box. Check out my blog as well. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to leave a comment with your question. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribed. Thanks so much for watching today. Aspire to be amazing. Bye.